All right, so I just wanted to shoot a quick video today and just talk a little bit about why six-figure mentors, like why I chose SFM out of all of the different um, marketing type schools that you can find, all over the internet today. Um, there's a lot of them, and I did a ton of research. I spent, I don't know, probably a good 3 months just kind of checking out other programs, John Crestani, watched some of his videos and went through a couple of his webinars. There's a website called Job Crusher, a guy named Bill McIntosh that runs that, and I actually really liked his stuff. It was just, it was too expensive. The barrier to entry was too high, but he had a pretty cool piece of software that he was taking people to do like beta testing on, but you still had to pay. I think it was like $2,500 or something like that. But it was, and the name of it eludes me right now. It'll come to me. So Pat Flynn was another big one, and I really liked Pat Flynn. I bought his book Will It Fly, and it wasn't on Kindle. There's the other service that Amazon has. Anyway, and so that was kind of where he was the first person that I started looking at when it came to learning about digital marketing and e-commerce and stuff like that. And I watched some Tai Lopez. I don't know why. It's funny because there's like this stigma around Tai Lopez, right? Like people mention him, but it's like, but I didn't like him or whatever. But I actually, I don't necessarily dislike him. I just, it was kind of the same thing. He had this social media agency course that he was selling for a while, and that seemed pretty cool too. But just that one didn't end up working out. There was another guy named Anik Singhal with he had a thing called Opt-in Labs, but he has another website too. So anyway, and there's probably more than that. I'm one of those people that's just crazy researcher. I really want to know my stuff and know what I'm getting. And I think a huge part of that is I'm super skeptical. Like when I first started kind of researching some of this stuff and even going through some of these the webinars, the webinar would be great. There'd be great content. And then they would get to the end and totally go like car salesman pitch on you, and it was really bad. And and nothing was more off-putting to me than getting that pitch at the end. Even if they did a good job. A lot of them. Anik Singhal he's a great salesman. But the problem is as soon as I start to hear that, there's just something in my head that says this is a scam. And so what ended up happening with SFM was, and I had seen one of Stuart's YouTube videos a long time ago, back when I first started getting into Amazon FBA and doing my book business. And I just kind of disregarded it. Like it was like all the other ones. I saw it and I was like, yeah, whatever. That's a scam. Like he's going to try and take my money. It's a multi-level, marketing scam. And people don't really live those kinds of, the average person can't live that type of lifestyle just off the internet, kind of an attitude. And so, when I actually had done some research and came back and saw one of Stuart's videos, I don't know what it was. I clicked through and I started watching some of the content, and for whatever reason, I just kept going to the next step, because I was never really hit with it was genuine, like from the get-go, there was never this is easy, or we're going to sell you this and it'll make learning digital marketing super easy, or, all the other stuff. The problem is that, there was no emphasis on laying a foundation and learning a completely new career, a completely new skill. Whereas SFM did, they talked a lot about that. And so, and I think the main one for me, as somebody with a single family income. My wife's at home. I have 2 kids. I live in an extremely expensive area in the Seattle area, and cost of living here has absolutely skyrocketed over the last 3 years, which is out of necessity created the need for me to start a side business selling books on Amazon. And that led me it was kind of my introduction to e-commerce. And then from there, I kept doing more research, and I was like, you know what, there's something to affiliate marketing. I really and I kept coming back to that. So the main thing though with SFM was, yes, it was less car salesman-ish. Another huge one was that they really laid a foundation and said, this is not going to be easy. It's hard work. And you're going to have to put in time and effort. They didn't try to sell something that was unrealistic. And so that, to me, is huge for somebody who's skeptical about this kind of stuff. And then lastly, the barrier to entry financially was something that I could totally do. I ended up only paying, I got a free, I guess trial or something like that. Basically I didn't have to pay the $30 application fee for whatever reason I think it was through Elon, but I can't remember. And so I only paid $200 to get started. And with my book business, I can make enough money with my side business doing Amazon FBA to support, $97 a month for now. I would love to have been able to start out at Elite or even Gold or Silver or something like that. But I'm just gonna work hard and try to do all the free options, and then just roll everything I make for a long time back into my business, because that's to me, it would be extremely rewarding to be able to accomplish it that way. I know it would be a lot easier to start out at a higher level. But anyway, regardless of all that, I just wanted to shoot this video as kind of an explanation for why I chose SFM out of all the other digital e-commerce, digital marketing products that are out there. A couple of other things too that I wanted to hit on was when I was watching one of the earlier videos, and Jay he shows that video that talks about how many jobs are going to basically be replaced by robots, by automation. And I've been thinking and talking about this for a long time. I see the trends in our economy and how everything is going digital, everything's going online. There's retail stores closing all over the place, and people just, more and more, you see drones delivering stuff to people's houses these days. I mean, who knows where it's going to go in a short period of time. But what I was noticing is that this is something I need to capitalize on. I need to learn how e-commerce works, because Amazon is a giant. And so that was kind of why I got started with that. But just in general, people are spending money, billions, and every year it's, the bell curve on it is just it's crazy. So when I really resonated when Jay, was talking in his video about that, but also too, he was talking about, he had a strong emphasis on a broken education system. And I have felt that for a long time. I'm not formally educated. It's something I've actually always been kind of bitter about. And have always felt inferior and insecure about, because I never did go through and get a formal education and graduate from college or any of those things. And so when I heard that, it was just yes, he's totally right. There's a way that education should be done, and I think these guys are totally onto something. I don't, it seems almost anymore that going and getting a formal education is more of an indoctrination than it is an education. It's a way to go and be basically taught how to think in society. But less and less, I'm seeing people that are graduating from colleges with 4 years degrees or master's degrees that actually have the skills to compete in today's economy. So a few other things to cover, I guess, just in my choice to pick SFM. The kind of work at your own pace thing, as a busy, husband and dad and full-time work with a side business, it's nice to know that I can, I can fit this into my schedule as I see fit. And, if it, and it can be weird hours, which is great, because a lot of times that's all the time that I have, is just, a few hours that I scrape together at the end of the day, or while my kids are taking a nap and my wife's, I'm home watching the kids and my wife's out riding horses or whatever she's doing. So being able to work at my own pace. Another thing that's huge, like one of the biggest things I think about six-figure mentors is that, and these are things that companies like CrossFit has been, the reason why CrossFit's been successful, the reason why Wake Up Warrior has been successful, and just a lot of these companies, is that what they're realizing is the importance of the human nature and our need for community. And so, and I've already noticed so far in the short time that I've been with SFM, the community is fantastic. And so that's been a huge plus for me, is just having a group of people that not only are, spurring me on and encouraging me, but that I can also go around and feel like if I have some input, I can give them. And it's great. It's a collaborative effort. And it's, so that's another awesome thing. So over and above all, just wanted to shoot not necessarily, it's not a quick video anymore. It's getting up on over 11 minutes now, but, so I'll just wrap up. It's basically, in a nutshell, yes, there's other great stuff out there, but for me, SFM, and for where I'm at in life, with the financial constraints and the time constraints, it just was a great fit. So I just thought I would share that, and hopefully that encourages somebody, or somebody can relate. And yeah, if you're if that sounds like something that would work for you, then I highly recommend it. Definitely check them out. So all right, have a great day, and thanks for watching.